What if the entire world lost power for a whole month? Before we find out what would actually happen, we first need to figure out how to turn off the lights everywhere on Earth. And no, we're not talking about pulling one giant plug. The only thing capable of doing that without wiping out humanity completely is the sun. A massive solar storm could knock out electrical grids across huge parts of the planet. For anyone who doesn't know, a solar storm happens when charged particles from the sun interfere with Earth's magnetic field. In simple terms, the sun sneezes and our electronics catch a cold. We've actually experienced this before. The first recorded solar storm, and still the largest in history, hit Earth in 1859. It's known as the Carrington event, named after Richard Carrington, the amateur astronomer who first spotted it. That solar superstorm was so powerful it made the northern lights visible all the way to the Caribbean and destroyed telegraph systems around the world, which at the time were humanity's only form of long-distance communication. Scientists say that if a storm like that struck today, it could completely destroy modern power grids and cause a global blackout. According to Varus.com, repairing the damage would take years. Now imagine that solar storms kept coming one after another until the entire Earth went dark. At first, people would panic. Everyone would feel confused, frustrated, and angry. Crowds would rush to power companies and government offices to demand answers. But they wouldn't get any immediately, because all communication systems would be down. Phones would stop working, the internet would disappear, and even satellites would be destroyed by the solar radiation. Once governments understood what had happened, they would tell people to prepare to live like it's the 1800s for a while. Generators would suddenly become the most valuable item on Earth. But there wouldn't be enough of them. Most would be taken by governments to power hospitals. And because information couldn't spread quickly, many people would die while waiting for help. The only ones celebrating would be fuel suppliers. Gasoline prices would skyrocket overnight as generators consumed everything available. Meanwhile, global industry would come to a complete stop. Factories would close, economies would collapse, food shortages would appear almost immediately, especially for basic items like bread and rice. And when people have no food and no money, because banks would also be down, with no salaries, no ATMs, and no online payments, chaos would break out. Cities would fall into confusion, riots, and looting, all of it caused by a few tiny but powerful particles from the sunday.